What's up, guys? So today I'm gonna be putting on a different type of rig. So I'm gonna be doing the slip floater rig. So usually whenever I go to the jetties, I have a problem with not being able to get as deep in the water as I want to get. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out another rig. We're gonna be figuring out another rig to help us out with getting the depth that we need while we're jetty fishing. Alright, so we're gonna start with taking off the pre-rigged poppin cork that we already have on there from my previous jetty fishing trips. How we're gonna start taking off this bobber and the floater, I guess. How we're gonna take this off is we're gonna use our braid cutters. It works for all lines. I recommend getting one of these. It helps a lot and saves you a lot of time from trying to cut it with a knife. You risk cutting your finger, just stuff that you don't want to do. So boom, just like that, cuts super easy. And you're gonna want to cut your knot. You don't want to leave your knots in there. You want to be neat, just like that. It's all nice and new. So the thing about these poppin corks is that they come pre-rigged. So when they come pre-rigged, it's set at the depth it's set at. So you have there's no changing the depth. It's already pre-rigged. So this is how far you get into the water, just about right here. This is the surface of the water where my hand's at. This is how far you are. So I mean, it could work, but realistically, in my case, I don't love the fish that I've gotten some good catches off of these, but I do want to start working my way to get lower to try to get onto some bigger fish more consistently. I kind of average at least like 1 to 2 good fishes when I go jetty fishing, but I want to increase that number, and the only way to do that is to get lower, because I feel like when I make the good catches, I only make the good catches when I get lucky and I get a deeper fish to come up and grab my shrimp. But I want to be more consistent and put the shrimp right in front of their face rather than they have to come get mine. I'd rather just put my bait right where they're already at. So I'm going to teach you guys how to increase your depth without having to increase how much you're actually going to throw out into the water. So instead of throwing a huge line of with this, the weight and the hook, instead of doing that, I'm going to show you guys a simple rig to keep it where you're only throwing this much, but you can get way deeper into the water. So this is about, I don't know, I would say this is about maybe 2 feet. It's about 2 feet into the water. So that's if you used a pre-rigged poppin cork. So let's get started with doing the slip floater rig. Alright guys, so before we can start putting the rig together, I'm going to show you guys a quick simple knot to tie braid line to mono line. It's because whenever we're going to use a poppin cork, we don't really want to use braid. I don't like using too much braid too close to where the fish is going to bite the hook, because sometimes fish have teeth. Spanish mackerel have teeth, trout have teeth. They could rip braid easily with one bite. But if you use mono, they're gonna have a lot harder time doing that. So let's get into doing a quick, simple knot. All right, guys. So now that we have our 2 lines, we're gonna want to set them up, kind of side by side. You want to do that. So you're gonna want to get your line. You're gonna loop it around your finger, just like that. Okay. And you're gonna pinch. You're gonna get this line. You're gonna put it through the loop, okay? Put it through there. And put it through. Pull a good amount out. And so pinch it tight, and start wrapping it around. You're gonna want to start wrapping it around, just like that. Wrap it about maybe 8 to 7 times, and then you're gonna want to start working it backwards, and I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. So wrap it. Okay, I think that's about 8, and now we're gonna kind of. So we're gonna do kind of like a pinch and twist it this way, just like that. Okay, and so when you do this motion, you're gonna want to pinch it again and sort of start wrapping it back around the other way, sort of like that. Okay, just like that. So wrap it around the other way until you get back to the top. Oh, the door person. That's fine. Just don't lose too much control. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay, so then you wrap it around. Okay. Oh, sorry guys, you're not even seeing. You're gonna put this line back through that line, just like that. So now we have both of our lines. So we have the tag here and the tags here, and we're just gonna make sure you moist your lines whenever you do this. You know, pour some water, you know, give it a little lick, do whatever. So you're gonna pull them together. Make sure you hold the lines together when you do this. You can kind of use your nail to help you out to force it. So I like wrapping it around maybe 2 of my fingers, just like this, and wrap around the other side just like that, and kind of pull. You can use your fingernails to tighten it up. Now it gets a little more serious. Wrap around hands. See your hands. Alright guys, we're looking good. So you see, we have a knot that ties them together. Alright, looks good. Nice tight knot. See that? That's a knot. Okay, so now that we got our knot settled, you're gonna want to get your scissors and you want to cut your tags. This one, and that's 2. Alright guys, so now that we look nice and neat and it looks like just one line with a little knot in the middle, we're good. Now we can officially start tying our poppin cork, our slip floater rig. Alright guys, so for today we're going to be trying these things out. So these, they're like little beads, and so just looking at the thing, the way it says is you're going to pass your line through the holes of this little flat thing. You're going to put your bead, and then I guess you kind of decide what you want after putting your stopper and your bead. I also got some of these. These are called the Carolina Keepers. So these are also another way to keep your bobber from just being endlessly slipping. This is going to stop it as well. So I'm thinking combine this one with the beads and the little stoppers, and yeah, I think that it should hold up the floater pretty good, and the weight if anything. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and put the stoppers on our line. So the way you put these on is you're going to get your pliers. You're going to squeeze, and there's going to be a hole that opens up in the middle. So you're going to, when that hole opens, you're going to thread your line through the hole. Just like so. Get it like this. And thread the line. And so whenever you let go of the pliers tension, look. It's stopping. It's hard. So we're going to thread our line. Yes, I put a lot of line through just so that I don't run into any problems. Just in case maybe I didn't have enough line and I mess up, I still know that I have enough line to mess up. So that's already going to stop. This is going to stop our floater quite a bit. So that's going to do us a good job. Wind. So that's going to stop our bobber already. To reinforce that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the little beads on it too, because it looks nice and fancy. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So the way you put these on is you get your little brackets. They're tiny and they have little holes in them, and there's 3. So you're going to put your line through one of them,
You're gonna loop it around. You're gonna put it through the middle one. And then you're gonna put it through the last one. Kind of like a zigzag motion. And there you go. Now you have that thing on your line. And this is gonna help stop your bobber as well. So we're gonna put this where our other stopper is. Just like that. And then we can go ahead and we can put some beads on it. We'll put one. We'll put one bead for now. So now we have the bead, our stopper, and the little bracket that's gonna hold up the weight of our bobber. Yep, feels good enough. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna feed the line through the bobber, and yeah. So the way you put on the bobber is you put it through the hole and you just feed the line all the way through. Just like so. And you don't have to feed it all the way, you just grab the end and you just start feeding the line through. There you go, look at that. Just like that, we have the top of our rig done. And as you see, it's not going anywhere. Just like that. So that's the top of our rig. That's awesome. So now we can start working on the bottom. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure how far this one gets us, and then we're gonna add about maybe 2 feet from that. West side, and then we'll get a comparison right here. Get a comparison. So our comparison is right here. The line's right here. So we got it. So this is about how far we could get using a pre-rigged poppin cork. So we're gonna go ahead and extend it by, let's say, about this far. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be awesome. So let's start getting this rigged. So just like that, we have beads. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a bead. We're gonna put a bead there, so it kind of looks like this. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a 1 ounce egg sinker weight. Looks something like this. It has little holes on the outside, so you can thread the line through them. Okay. And then, yeah, we just thread the line through. And there you go. You have weight on your poppin cork now. Look at that. That is awesome. So now, this is about how long the pre-rigged is going to be. So we should go ahead and make it already way longer. Okay. So let's start. I want to measure out how deep under the water I want to be. So I want to be about maybe, let's say, So the pre-rig would probably give me about this much. No, probably less. It would probably give me only about maybe this much under the water. So I'd like to be way deeper than that. So maybe about like right here. That's a pretty good sized rig. So about right here. Be.
Guys, what y'all doing? Hanging out over
Making a video. Huh? Oh, you're making a video?
Yeah.
Oh, you on it right now?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
Oh, can I be in here?
If you want.
Or am I in it?
No, I don't think so.
What are you doing?
So let's figure out how long I want it again. So I want to be about this far under the water. So then I would put a Carolina one right here. I'm gonna put this there. And I'll get my Carolina Reaper. My Carolina Keeper, actually. My bad. Put it there. And just like I said before, I'm gonna squeeze the sides. And then the hole is gonna open up. You wanna get right in the middle so that both sides can open up. And so you're gonna get the end of your line. And you're gonna thread it through again. Okay. So we'll thread it through. And we'll put the keeper right where I wanted it to be. Okay. So now we have a keeper right there. And to reinforce it, I actually want to go ahead and put another keeper. I'm going to go ahead and put another keeper. Oh, nice.
Belong?
Oh, yeah. No way, my fingers actually feel
There's one family start.
Alright, now we got quite a bit of support going. We have 2 Carolina keepers and we have a bobber stop. So now that when our weight goes down, it's just gonna run right into the stoppers and it's not gonna be able to go down. So then we'll get about this much. Just about maybe 1.5 feet. And we'll make a little extra room just so we can tie on our knot. And we're gonna cut that. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get a snap just like this. Just like this, we're gonna get a snap and we're gonna put it right here on our line. So now that we have our snap ready, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put it on the end of our line where we will put the hook. This, we'll get a good amount. Wrap it around. Again, 7 or 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7. And then you're gonna put it back through the other loop. And like I said, you want to moisture it line so that stays tighter. So you're gonna grab this piece and you're just gonna pull. You're gonna want to pull down. You do that, pull it, and it's gonna snap, and that's it. Your knot is secure. And then last step, you're gonna want to cut off your tag. And there you go. And that should be it for the slip bobber rig. So now we can get way deeper into the water and we can adjust it if it's too far or anything. Now we can adjust it. So yeah, looks good. Alright guys, so now this is what the complete rig looks like. So you're gonna have your bobber stopper up here. You're gonna have your popping cork with a bead. You're gonna have your weight with a bead on top and a bead on the bottom. You're gonna have your bobber stopper stopping it from your bead getting too close to your hook, and your hook is gonna go on this snap. So the way this works is, so you would, of course, you good one to take out a little bit. So like that. You're gonna unleash the bail. And whenever you cast it, when it hits the water, instead of your traditional pre-rigged poppin cork, it won't just go like this, and this is how far you're gonna stay under the water. It's actually gonna go all the way up here, and so this is gonna keep it on the surface of the water. And so when a fish bites, this is what's keeping it on the surface of the water. And so when a fish bites, it's gonna pull this down. And this is actually how far you're gonna be in the water, which is gonna take you to deeper water, bigger fish. And it's just a simple rig. You can do it in not that long. Didn't take me that long. And I mean, I got this rig, all the pieces. I'll put links down below. And all these pieces, all of this cost me about maybe $15 for all these pieces, and it comes with multiple parts, and you can make multiple rigs for time to come, whether you want to take out family members or even your friends. And yeah, it's just a simple rig to catch bigger fish farther whenever you want to go jetty fishing. So yeah, this is the final rig. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like from afar. And like I said, you're only going to be casting about this much, but you're going to be getting really far into the water. I would say from the surface of the water down to your hook, that's about a good maybe 3 feet you're going to be down in the water, versus maybe 1.5 feet with your traditional pre-rigged poppin cork. So yeah, it's a good change, and yeah, stay tuned for the next tutorial. All right, see you on the next one.